Hello everyone, this is the Daydreamer with Daydreams and Nightmares. And this is going to be, I'm hoping, a new segment that I'm going to be able to continue to do on a weekly basis. What I'm going to be calling it is Welcome to My Collection Wednesdays. I'm going to try posting a new video every Wednesday, pulling out about 20 books out of my collection, showing you what I've collected in the past. First one I wanted to do was to show off my run of the New Mutants. I said that was one of the ones I wanted to work on trying to get done, and for the most part I have just about all the books in the run except for 4, which I showed on my 2017 comic wish list. I'm missing 86, 90, 96, and 97 of 1 through 100, although I think I have those coming. But I'll see when they arrive what kind of condition they're in, and or whether they do or don't arrive. Anyway, I am going to show you the first 20 books of the New Mutants. I don't know if you're familiar with them or not. That's what I thought I'd do, is take a little bit of time, try not to do any spoilers, but also to show off the books and maybe give a little bit of a background or explanation of what each of these books is, and trying to keep my videos, say, under 15 minutes by only showing off about 20 books. I'm going to start off by saying that when we are talking about most of these books of the New Mutants, the entire first 20 books all involve one writer, one script creator for the New Mutants, at least through the first 20. It's all Chris Claremont is responsible for the storyline for these first 20 books. There are a few variations along the way for those first 20 books as to who the artists are and the cover art. But for the start of the run here, they were, for the most part, Bob McLeod, who did the cover art on these. What you're looking at right now is New Mutants #1. And traditionally, most people like to go in reverse because the most valuable comic books tend to be the ones that are actually lower numbered. But in this case, it actually got hotter closer to its end it got. More valuable. They seem to be on the other end of the spectrum, so I'm going to start from the beginning. Anyway, you're looking at New Mutants #1. This is the second appearance of the New Mutants. Their actual first appearance is actually in Marvel graphic novel #4. The title of this is Initiation, and the first 3 books in the run, #1, #2, and #3, are part of a run, revolve around Psyche, also known as Daniel Moonbear. Yes. And this is also the origin of Karma. That would be New Mutants #1. Next we have New Mutants #2. Iconic enemy on the front cover there, the Sentinels. That is the title of the comic book itself, is Sentinels. Also done by Bob McLeod and Chris Claremont. Story also revolves around Psyche, and this is also, this includes the Sentinels, which you see on the cover there, and an introduction of, well, I don't know if it's the first appearance, but it's a reappearance of the Hellfire Club as a enemy or villain in this particular storyline, which they keep popping up throughout the first half of storyline for the New Mutants. but at least for this one, it's the Sentinels that are the issue for them. And like I said, this is part of a 3-book run going into New Mutants number 3, revolving around the story of Psyche and her backstory about being her parents being killed by a demon bear, and her being haunted by the idea that she is being attacked by a demon bear. Now, this particular cover was not done by Bob McLeod. It was actually done by Mike Gustovich. But once again, all these books for the first, I think, at least these first 20 are all Chris Claremont for sure. You have New Mutants number 4. And this one is not part of a storyline. It's actually its own individual story. It's called Who's Scaring Stevie. Once again, back to Bob McLeod doing the covers and Chris Claremont doing the stories. And we have New Mutants number 5. On the cover there you can see Silver Samurai and Viper, who are the primary antagonists or villains in this particular storyline. You have a cover art by Armando Gil. Now the story here is Heroes, and this is actually a team-up with Team America, both this one and the following storyline. These two are, it's a 2-story run with number 5 and number 6. New Mutants number 6. And with Silver Samurai there on the cover. And back to Bob McLeod doing the covers. This is known as Road Warriors. And then we get into a really big story arc after this one. You have New Mutants number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comic books in a row that are all part of the same story arc. Number 7 here, with Bob McLeod flying down to Rio, getting back to the wonderful villains of the Hellfire Club and threats that are being made to Sunspot, pictured down below, going back to Rio because his mother has been kidnapped by the Hellfire Club. That's what brings them all down to Rio and what starts the whole story arc for the next 5 books. New Mutants number 8. Outside of Rio now, they're in the Amazon jungles. This is the road to Rome, middle of the Amazon. They're actually captured and taken to an almost Roman-like, well, it is Roman-like, not almost, it is a Roman-like arena, which is the title of this one, in which the mutants are fighting against each other in gladiator style. This is number 9. Also, once again, Bob McLeod and Chris Claremont stories. And number 10, titled Betrayal. We have 11 through 20. Number 11 is actually, they say that this was the assistant editor's month. So they actually had cover art done by Walt Simonson and Tom Mandrake. And Tom Mandrake would go on to do quite a few covers after this as well, with Chris Claremont continuing on as doing the storyline. Introduction of characters of Selene, who's the new enemy, and the creation of a new mutant. Actually, she joins the school. It's Amara, who's thrown into a volcano and actually comes out as magma, as a new mutant. And this cover here was done by Tom Mandrake, called Sunstroke. New Mutants number 13. Now this is a kind of standalone as well. All the fun is over with in South America and the Amazon, and they've gone back to school, and most of the story here revolves around getting back into the school life and being students at Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. This cover was done by Brett Blevin, and you also have Kitty Pryde that's in the storyline as well, and she's pictured down here. New Mutants number 14. On the cover there you see the New Mutants fighting against Sim, who followed Ileana back to the school, and that's what the storyline follows here. And we start a new story arc with this one. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 books in a row that are part of a story arc involving the Hellfire Club. This cover here was done by Tom Mandrake. It's called You Believe in Magic. And Ileana will become known as Magic. Number 15. Cover art is done by Tom Mandrake. Story by Chris Claremont, called Scaredy Cat. Once again, got the Hellfire Club causing trouble with the New Mutants. An introduction of White Queen at the head of the Hellfire Club. New Mutants number 16. Now this is what would be considered kind of a key. This cover is done by Tom Mandrake. This is the first appearance of Warpath out of costume. If you want the true in-costume appearance of Warpath, it's in Uncanny X-Men 193. And in this particular one, you have the fight going on between the equivalent of the Teenage Mutants, the New Mutants of Xavier School, and the Teen Mutants being trained by the Hellfire Club, also known as Hellions, which is in this particular book. Once again, this is continuing the story arc of the involvement of the Hellfire Club and the New Mutants and the Hellions and the crossovers with all that. And going into number 17, looks like we're already at 15 minutes here. Try to hurry it up a little bit. This is number 17, where we have kind of a duel between the New Mutants and the Hellions. This is a cover art by June Brigham and Bill Sikowitz. Also, like I said, all the rest of these are all done by Chris Claremont story-wise. It's called The Getaway, and there are appearances by both Sebastian Shaw and Emma Frost in this particular one. Number 18, which I've shown as one of my favorite covers because it kind of changes from the cartoonish style of the books in one of the earlier editions in this, and this is a reintroduction of the Demon Bear, and this is actually, the Demon Bear does show up in this particular novel, and or this book here, with Danielle Moonstar, Psyche, and it's also a key book, and it is the first appearance of Warlock, and this is also the beginning of with Bill Sikowitz. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm probably butchering it. He did cover art with June Brigham in the last one, but going forward, he is going to be the one that's going to be doing primarily the cover art for the next good chunk of the New Mutants. Number 19 and 20 are a continuation of the story of the Demon Bear and Psyche, Danielle Moonstar, dealing with the Demon Bear. This one is called The Siege. Cover art's also done by Bill Sikowitz, with a appearance by Starjammers in this particular one. And last in the group here is number 20. And this is also done by Bill Sikowitz and Chris Claremont. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it wasn't too long. I'll try to see if I can get these a little shorter. But I know that trying to explain all these books and also trying to offer up all the covers and a little bit of background on all of these is going to take some time. That's why I try to cut it down to about 20. But that is my first 20 books from the New Mutants run. If you're interested in seeing more, once again, I have all of 21 through 40, which I'll show next time around, and forward from there after that. But if you enjoy the video, please hit like and hit subscribe if you want to watch more, and leave some comments and feedback down below. And thank you for watching.